Welcome, parents, to the training on how to access Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams is a program that the district chose to use to deliver its online instruction. All students in grades K through 12 will be using Microsoft Teams to get their online instruction. This particular video is meant for parents who have their own personal computer and they want to access Teams through their own personal computer. This tutorial is not for somebody who wants to use Teams on a tablet, on a cell phone, or even on a Chromebook that was issued by the school district. If you have a tablet, a Chromebook, or a cell phone and you want to access Microsoft Teams, please go to the district's website /Teams, www.hasdk12.org/Teams. When you go to that address, you can pick the way that you access the internet. There'll be a cell phone /tablet video there in English and in Spanish. There'll be a Chrome video there in English and in Spanish. There'll be this video, which is meant for people with personal computers in English and Spanish, and obviously this is the English version. So to access Teams, the first thing you do is go to www.hasdk12.org. Once you're at the district's website, www.hasdk12.org, simply scroll down until you see Office 365. Click on Office 365, and you're going to be prompted for a username and password. So they're going to ask you to sign in with an email, which is going to be your child's email, which was issued by the district. Every student will have their own email address, and that's the way that you sign into Microsoft Teams. The ending will be the same for everybody. It's at hasdk12.org. It's at hasdk12.org, and the front part is what will individualize the child's classes. So if you have 3 children at home, you'll have 3 different email addresses, and you'll need to log on separately for each child. So put the desired child's email address in and hit next. If you don't have this account, please contact your school to make sure that you get your child's email address and your password. Click next, and it will ask you for a password. Enter your child's password, which is usually their lunch card number, and then click sign in. You'll be taken to a screen that is going to ask you to set up three security questions.
Okay. Le va a llevar a una página que dice que tiene que setear o preparar 3 preguntas de seguridad.
Click on Set Them Up Now.
Escoja a escoger las preguntas ahora.
You can select the security question you want.
Usted va a escoger las preguntas de seguridad que usted necesita o desea.
Put the answer in.
Escoja la respuesta.
And when you're finished, you can click Save Answers.
Y cuando termine, usted escoge guardar respuestas.
After you click Save Answers, click Finish.
Okay. Después que escogió guardar las preguntas, escoja terminar.
It's going to ask you if you want to stay signed in.
Le va a preguntar si quiere permanecer conectado.
If you're going to have more than one child log into this computer, select No.
Si tú vas a tener más de un niño conectado a esta computadora, seleccione no.
If it's only for one child, click Yes.
Si solamente para un niño, entonces escoja sí.
Once you log in, you're going to be logged into what we call the Office portal. This is the Office portal. It gives your child some online applications. You can use Word, Excel, and PowerPoint online. You also have OneDrive that you could use online. But the purpose of today's training is to look at Microsoft Teams. Once you put the username and the password in, click on the icon that says Teams. You could think of Teams as schools. When a child enters a school, it goes into he or she goes into their different classrooms. If you're a primary student, you go into your homeroom teacher's classroom and you stay in your homeroom teacher's classroom. You can go to the gym, you can go to the art room, you can go to the music room. If you receive ESL instruction, you may be removed from the classroom and go to the ESL teacher, or special education or speech services. So whatever services or classes that your child has in school will be in teams. So here's an example of an elementary team, but they all work the same way. Once you click in Teams, you're going to see all your child's teachers, everybody that he or she would see throughout the day. However, before you get there, you're going to be asked, do you want to use the Microsoft Windows app, or do you want to use the web app? If you decide to use the Microsoft Windows app, you would have to click on it and install it. You would go through the installation process, and once you install Microsoft Teams, if you look down here, right here, they'll put a little icon in your taskbar, and you can just click on that icon, and that'll take you right to Microsoft Teams. Or you can use the web app instead. So it's up to you if you want to download this Windows application and put it on your computer, or do you want to use the web app? So I'll just use the web app, and you'll see that in my practice team right here, I have my homeroom teacher. This is an elementary. This is a primary version of what teams look like. I have my homeroom teacher, I have my art teacher, I have my gym teacher, I have my ESL teacher, and I have my learning support teacher. This particular child has a homeroom teacher, an art teacher, a gym teacher. This child receives ESL services, and this child receives learning support services. If your child receives any other related services, such as speech or physical therapy or anything else, they will have a team. In high school, you'll see your first period class, your second period class, your third period class, so on and so forth. Same thing with grades 3 through 8. Whatever class that your child has, they would see it here. So you would kind of go through your schedule virtually. You'll be giving your schedule. Let's take a middle school, high school example. So first period, I might have chemistry. So you would see your chemistry team. And then I would be going on to my English class. Then you see your English team. And then you might have phys ed. Then you would see your physical education teacher. And maybe this child does have ESL. You'll see your ESL. So you would follow it just like you would in a regular school day. Start off in your homeroom and then go to whatever class. And then as the teacher will tell you, okay, this class is over, you would log out of their team and you would go into the next team. And the way you do that to get in and out of the different teams is you click this little icon right here where it says Teams. So watch, I'll go into my homeroom teacher's class. After I'm in my homeroom teacher's class, let's say my session is over and I need now to go to gym, I click on Teams and I can go to my gym teacher's class. And let's say my gym is over now, I can come back over here and click, and now it's time for art. And I'm going to art. Art is over and I'll click here. If you are a kindergarten student and you do not receive any related services, if you don't receive any ESL or learning support, just like in the classroom, you would only see one class, your homeroom teacher. You wouldn't see anything else. So again, whatever you have throughout the day will be here. So we're going to start in a primary example, but it holds true for everything across the board, grades 3 through 12. You start with your first period class, and if I'm a elementary student, my first period class is always my homeroom teacher. Once you are here, you're going to see an agenda. So I made this particular agenda for Tuesday, September 8th. You would look at the agenda and your teacher will spell out everything that you're going to be doing throughout the day. So in today's agenda, the first thing your teacher is telling you is that portions of this lesson will be recorded. And that's important to know, that portions of every lesson are going to be recorded for playback at another time. The teacher will turn off all incoming cameras at that time. So your child's picture will not be recorded. However, please know that if your child does ask a question, their voice will be recorded. And your teacher will always tell you when they are recording and when they are going to stop recording. So we would ask that all children through grades kindergarten through 12th grade be respectful of the recording process, because other students need to come back and watch that. And you might want to come back and watch the lesson yourself. The next thing the teacher will tell you is when your meetings are. So this particular meeting is at 9 a.m. So we know that we have to log into a morning meeting at 9 o'clock, and it'll be also in English and in Spanish. Number 3, we have to do pages 3 and 4 in our reading workbook. Now, this is for students with limited internet access. The next one is log into Raz Kids and do the stories assigned to you. Now, this says here students with internet access. So we're assuming, since you're watching this video, you have internet access. So you're asked to log into Raz Kids and do the stories that are assigned to you. And the Raz Kids, and this is, again, this is for primary, the Raz Kids button or any other outside web pages will be at the top of the page up here, will be up here in the tabs. So you see there's a little bit of a down arrow here. I'm going to click on Raz Kids. When I click on Raz Kids, sometimes I will get an error. It said the content can't be shown. So what do? You want to do is click this where it says open in a new window. When you open it in a new window, whatever web page that your teacher has you directed to will open in a new window, and then you can log on. Now, Raz Kids is just a primary example. I know we have some other websites that are being used by different grade levels. Here is one that says Clever. We click on Clever. Clever may or may not open in this window. This particular website does open in this window, so you can use all the content of the outside inside your Microsoft Teams. To get back home, we click on General. This tab right here, this is your Home tab. The General tab will always have your agenda for the entire day. So again, as a primary example, we have a morning meeting at 9:15. We're supposed to do pages 3 and 4 in our reading workbook. We're supposed to log in to Raz Kids and do the stories that are assigned to you for your primary. If you are ESL, you might be directed to go to National Geographic. But any outside web page that is not inside Teams will be up here in the tabs bar, and you can click on it and go to that particular website. Remember, you might have to open it in a separate browser, but that's okay, it still works. You just come back to Teams, click the General channel, and you come to your agenda. The next thing is log into Wonders and do the assigned work. And this is for students with internet access, so since you're using your own computer, we're assuming you do have internet access. Now, Wonders is another website that will be up here in the tabs, and your teacher will show you how to access it. Once you get into your first meeting, your teacher will go through everything that's in the tabs and everything that's in the channels. We call these channels on the left-hand side. So this is the General channel where you have all your information. This is a math channel. This is a reading channel. Every teacher is going to have different channels. Their channels will look different. Let's step out of this homeroom class for a second, and let's go see what our art teacher's channels look like. So to get to the art teacher, remember, we click on Teams, and we'll come out now to My Art Teacher. When I look at the art teacher, she has a General channel and a Crayons and a Painting channel. So there may be things going on inside the Crayons channel that your teacher wants you to know about, and she will definitely tell you about this inside the General channel and also in any of your meetings. Let's step out and go to our gym teachers class. And in our gym teachers class, she again has a General channel, a run in place channel, and a workouts channel. And like I said, every teacher will have different channels based on what content needs to be taught in their particular class, but they will go over that with you. So let's go back out to my homeroom teacher and continue to look at this agenda. So I'm to log in the afternoon meeting at 1 o'clock. I know that I have to do pages 4 and 5 in my math workbook, or if I have internet access, I could log into My Math and do the assigned work. How do I log into My Math? Come up here on the tabs, find it, and click on it. Again, your teacher will show you. Some of these sites that are in these tabs up here may require a different logon, but that's okay. Just listen to what your teacher says. Next one is log into Clever and work for 20 minutes on math and 20 minutes on reading. So I would come up here and I would click in Clever and I would work on what the teacher told me. Okay. The first part of the agenda was log into the morning meeting at 9:15. This is going to be the most important part, getting into that first meeting. Once you're in that first meeting and you can see your teacher will explain everything that's happening in his or her particular team. So how do you do that? You would scroll down to where it says morning meeting. So I have a morning meeting Tuesday, September 8th at 9:15. To access this meeting, I click on it. And there's a join button in the upper right-hand corner. We'll click on join. After you hit the record button, you're going to be directed to this particular screen. It's important to remember that you cannot use an older version of Microsoft Internet Explorer. You need to use the newer version of Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome to access these meetings. Anyway, when you do hit the join button, you'll be directed to come to the top of this page where there's a little lock. Click on the lock, and it's asking website permission for your microphone and for your webcam. Click on in both of these permissions. Once you do that, come down here to done. Or you can continue without audio or video. I would not suggest that you continue without audio, but it would be your choice to turn your video off if you don't want your child on camera. That's a parent choice. Once you're finished, click done. After you've finished clicking done, you again have the choices right here of turning your camera off or turning your microphone off. Once you have your desired choices, you click join now, and you will wait for your teacher to allow you into the meeting. Once your teacher allows you into the meeting, you will see all your classmates as well as your teacher, and this is where the teacher will explain everything that needs to be done for that particular day in that class. To access a meeting, click on it, then click join, and it'll ask you if you want to enable your camera and your mic. You can hit yes and then hit join, and you'll be in the meeting after you hit join now. And here I have an afternoon meeting that I could click on, and I would hit join, and I could join that meeting in the afternoon. In the math channel and the reading channel, in this particular teacher's team, there's no content. You're not going to see content for the most part in K1 and 2 in the channels in the beginning, because we want you to get used to the general channel. In K1 and 2, we really want you to live in this general channel, getting a feel for the agendas, getting a feel for how to join the meeting. And once you're in a meeting, this is when your teacher will explain everything that they are going to require you to do. So I hope this was helpful. and we look forward to seeing you in our Teams meeting.